For almost all of history, Antarctica was just this blank space on our maps, a continent that we basically defined by a giant, impenetrable shield of ice. But what if everything we thought we knew was just scratching the surface? What if, buried deep underneath all that ice, there's a hidden world that's just as dynamic and complex as any other continent on Earth?
This is the big one. This is the question that's been driving scientists crazy for decades. And the answers they're starting to find, well, they're not just rewriting the story of Antarctica. They're literally changing how we understand our entire planet.
I mean, you know the image, right? We've all seen it. This huge, static, totally featureless block of ice just sitting on top of some old, worn-down rock. A whole continent just locked away in a deep freeze, completely cut off from the rest of the world. Yeah, you can go ahead and throw that entire picture out the window. It's completely obsolete. A huge revolution in science has effectively peeled back that ice, and it's revealed something you can only really describe as a ghost continent, one that's got staggering complexity and one that is very, very much alive. Okay, so the key to unlocking all these secrets is this revolutionary new way of seeing. For the very first time, we have a true, genuinely high-resolution map of the land that's been hidden beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. So, how on earth did they do it? Well, the old way was to fly planes back and forth with radar. It's kind of like trying to map the entire Alps by taking a few snapshots from a jet window. You're going to miss almost everything. But this new method, IFPA, is a brilliant leap forward. It uses satellites to watch the surface of the ice. See, as the ice slowly flows over the hidden terrain, it creates these super subtle ripples on the surface. Scientists can then use physics to basically reverse engineer those ripples, and that reveals the exact shape of the bedrock below. It's kind of like if you're kayaking. The patterns and eddies on the water's surface tell you everything you need to know about the rocks hidden just underneath. It's genius. And the results are, well, they're not just an update. They're a complete rewrite of the entire map. This new analysis found nearly 72,000 individual hills under the ice. That's more than double what we even knew existed before. Just look at this table. It shows you the incredible leap we've made. The resolution is up to 8 times better. We've gone from a blurry, out-of-focus picture to seeing these sharp, really intricate features. And that clarity has led to some absolutely stunning discoveries, like a massive 400-kilometer-long channel in the Maud Basin that's a hidden canyon snaking its way under kilometers of ice for roughly the same distance as London to Newcastle. We had no idea it was there. But here's the thing. This new landscape isn't static. It has a vast, hidden plumbing system. And down there, the normal rules of physics they get weird. We are talking about rivers that can actually flow uphill. So how is that even possible? Well, it's not about gravity. It's all about pressure. The incredible weight of all that ice creates something called hydraulic potential. This pressure literally squeezes the water at the base of the ice sheet, forcing it to move from areas of high pressure to areas of lower pressure. And that force is so powerful, it can shove a river straight up the side of a hidden mountain. All this water also lubricates the base of the ice, which is a huge deal because it controls how fast the glaciers slide toward the sea. And this hidden plumbing has a critical impact right where the ice meets the ocean. When these pressurized rivers finally reach the coast, they shoot out from under the ice like a fire hose. Now, this fresh water is less dense than the salty ocean, so it creates this powerful upward plume, basically an upside-down waterfall. And that plume acts like a vacuum, sucking in warmer, saltier water from the deep ocean and pulling it directly against the most vulnerable part of the ice shelves, melting them from the bottom up. So this hidden world isn't just geological, it's also biological. For the longest time, scientists just assumed that the perpetual, freezing darkness under the ice shelves had to be a lifeless void. I mean, that makes sense, right? Well, they were profoundly wrong. The discovery happened almost completely by accident. In late 2024, a massive iceberg about the size of Chicago calved off an ice shelf. This created a super rare window of opportunity. A research ship diverted its course, and they sent down a robotic sub named Sebastian into a part of the ocean that had been covered by ice for centuries, maybe even for thousands of years. And what they found, well, it just left them in complete shock. This quote from the lead scientist really says it all. They found this complex, beautiful, thriving community that had obviously been there for a very, very long time, just flourishing in total darkness and under crushing pressure. And the life they found was absolutely astonishing. We're not talking about a few microbes here. We're talking about large glass sponges, corals, giant sea spiders, even octopuses, and giant phantom jellyfish. So how do they survive with zero sunlight? The leading theory is a process called lateral transport. Basically, ocean currents act like a giant conveyor belt, sweeping nutrients in from the open ocean, deep under the ice shelves, and that's what feeds this entire hidden world.
Okay, so we've got a hidden landscape, weird uphill rivers, and surprise ecosystems. But there is one more secret Antarctica has been hiding. And this one is fiery. Beneath the ice and just offshore, geological forces are creating what are essentially highways for heat to attack the continent.
Recent mapping of the seafloor just off the coast revealed a whole network of 332 massive submarine canyons carved right into the continental shelf. Let me put that in perspective. That is 5 times more than we knew about before.
And these aren't just little ditches. Some of them are deeper than the Grand Canyon, and their significance is absolutely enormous. They act as deep channels, funneling that warm, salty, deep ocean water from way out in the open ocean and pointing it directly at the grounding line. That's the most vulnerable point of the entire ice sheet, right where it meets the sea.
And this brings us to something really worrying. Scientists have identified a potential feedback loop that involves Antarctica's hidden volcanoes. Here's how it could work. Step 1, the climate warms, which thins the ice sheet, reducing the incredible weight that's pressing down on the crust. Step 2, that pressure release could be enough to basically uncork dormant volcanoes. Step 3, an eruption would then release a huge amount of geothermal heat at the base of the ice. And Step 4, that heat accelerates the melt, which reduces the pressure even more, potentially leading to more eruptions. You can see how that becomes a terrifying cycle.
So when you start connecting all the dots, the rugged, hidden mountains, the rivers that flow uphill, the canyons that funnel in heat, and the fiery volcanoes underneath it all, it becomes crystal clear that Antarctica is anything but a static sleeping continent. It is an incredibly dynamic, complex system. And that leaves us with the most important question of all. As our world continues to warm and the ice retreats, are we in the process of waking a giant that's been sleeping for millennia?